practice session is concluded. Please hold up on all practice balls at this time. Guys. As a reminder, bowlers, you are responsible for writing your scores down at the conclusion of each game, and then turning your recap sheet in up here at the front counter upon completion today. As a courtesy to other competitors, as you finish your games and move lanes, allow the pair you're going to time to complete their game before moving into their bowler's area. Attention all spectators, please do not block the entrance to any bowler's area with bags or chairs. And also between the bleachers, we need to make sure our bowlers and volunteers can move around freely and quickly. Parents, please remember, flash photography is not allowed during tournament competition. Now bowlers, your sheets will not have the lanes you're going to. U20 boys, you know you're going 10 lanes left and right. When you get there, your names are on the monitors. U12 boys and girls, you guys are jumping one lane unless you're on the end lane and have to come back around. We will have some people down there to guide you guys so you don't jump into the wrong set of lanes. But one pair left, one pair right. Now, let's give these athletes a round of applause as they begin their tournament competition. Bowlers, your arrows are up and you may begin tournament play. Everybody have a great day bowling.
Good morning and welcome to Bowl TV for the 2017 Junior Gold Championships presented by the brands of Ebonite International. My name is Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. I'm sitting alongside Matt Cannizzaro, and we are here at the final advancers round for the under 12 boys and girls. Here at the 2017 event, 4 rounds of qualifying in the books. We made our cuts. So these are the bowlers left in the field. They're going to bowl 4 games to try to make it into the top 8 overall and advance to the double elimination match play bracket. By the end of the day today, we will know our finalists on both the U12 boys and girls side. We're going to be making it to the TV show on CBS Sports Network. We'll be taping those tomorrow. First show is going to air July 25th, but we'll get you all those details and more in just a few moments. We have a total of 4 live streams here on Bowl TV at the moment. So also here at the Game of Wickliffe, we have Inside Bowling. Mike Flanagan has gotten some of the best in the sport, calling the action. Some big names over there, Bill O'Neill and Dave Watka kicking things off over here behind lanes 25 through 28. They got the U20 boys. We're behind lanes 63 through 66. If you want to visit the U15 boys and girls, they're over at Freeway Lanes of Parma with Emil Williams Jr. And then the under 20 girls are competing at Yorktown Lanes. Craig Elliott of Bowlstream TV over there. So we're going to have so much bowling, not even going to know it. It's going to be cool though. Going to get to see all these great young athletes compete, all in the hopes of making it round by round on to the big show. So we'll get you an update of our athletes in just a few moments here. Kind of a recap of how we got here coming up shortly. So thanks again for joining us here. We know it's bright and early, but we appreciate it. These young athletes appreciate it. The parents, great crowd on hand all week, cheering these kids on. So we're excited to see how it pans out today. YouTube.com/BowlTV, our home here. If you want to visit the official Junior Gold page, you gotta visit bowl.com/Junior Gold. You can also find it by just going to bowl.com. You got a few ways to get there. You got the quick links right below the banner, or you can click on the tournaments tab up at the top and find yourself Junior Gold. All the information you'll need to know. That's where we're going to be at. Get you updates and more. So settle in. Good morning. Get your coffee. Get us some coffee. We'll take it. Get comfortable here. Bowl TV, 4 live streams, Junior Gold Championships 2017, Cleveland, Ohio. All right, these young ladies are going to bowl pretty quick here. Only 18 players remain in the under 12 girls division. After starting off with 122 competitors on the boys side in the under 12 division, at almost double that, 242, 35 competitors made it to this round. Once again, all bowling right now. 4 more games to determine their 20-game total. The top 8 from each will advance to the double elimination match play bracket. Let's go ahead and meet our bowlers. We'll start on lanes 63 and 64. And we'll get you a little information about each player as well. We got a spreadsheet here, courtesy of our good friend Gary Brown. So we'll see what we can learn about these young competitors. We'll start with Caitlin Cairns, getting ready to step up on lane 63. Caitlin is joining us from Trumbull, Connecticut. Currently attends Madison Middle School. High game of 191, high series of 542. Her favorite bowler, Danielle McEwen. I'll be mentioning Danielle a little bit later. We're going to take a look at the standings. Her sister bowling very well this week. A nice shot there from Abigail Starkey. Abigail joining us from Schaumburg, Illinois. High game 233, very nice. Favorite bowler, Deandra Asbeatty. Makes sense. Near the Chicagoland area. Up on 63, looking to convert the 10-pin is Savannah Bergin. That plastic ball is going to slide over there. Nice cover. Savannah from Grapevine, Texas. High game at 223, high series of 576. She also has a local favorite coming from our neck of the woods. CDB, Carolyn Doran Ballard, Hall of Famer. Excellent choice. And the final competitor here in game 1 on lanes 63 and 64 is Haley Lindley. Gonna knock down everything but the 3-pin there. Haley joining us from Greenwood, South Carolina. High game 224, high series 597. Her favorite bowler, Jason Belmonte. Again, the girls just with 4 on most of the pairs. Some of them actually have 3. They're going to be bowling pretty quick. They're going to get through their 4 games in a pretty quick manner. The guys, a few more on the pair, so it looks like 7 on most. Nice shot there from Dylan Adams. Let's learn a little bit more about Dylan. Joining us from Midlothian, Texas. High game 279, high series 701. The two-hander, a fan of Anthony Simonson, 2016 USBC Masters champion. Digging the jersey there too. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's all right. Getting creative. Got another Dylan on this pair, getting ready to step up on lane 66. Dylan Bulazon. Join us from New City, New York. High game 269, high series 705. He's staying local for his favorite bowler, Danielle McEwen. Jonathan Collier getting ready to step up on 65 here. Doesn't get that one quite all the way up the hill. Gonna have a tough split to shoot at, but Ethan joining us from Greer, South Carolina. High game 299. Come on, final pin. High series is 763. Big fan of Jason Belmonte. Now we have a Robert Davey fan in the chat room. Gonna be up on 66. Taking the lanes from the left side there. Delivers the strike. Robert from Temple, Texas. High game at 258, high series 626. His favorite bowler. Best answer of the day so far. His father. Very cool. Speaking of having a good bowling father, we have Brandon Bone up on lane 65. Delivering a strike, making it 4 in a row. Brandon, the son of PBA and USBC Hall of Famer Parker Bone III, has a high game of 298, high series 792. His dad is his favorite bowler as well. This is on lane 65. This is Rylan Brees. Wheeling and dealing. Nice shot there, Rylan. Joining us from Wilmington, North Carolina. High game 290, high series 691. Big fan of Belmo. Final competitor. I think I got everyone so far. So I'm going to save Mr. John Nunn for last. Certainly not least, from Jacksonville, Florida. High game 278, high series 687. Yeah. Also a big Belmo fan. So we're going to have these rundowns each and every game, folks. So we're going to get to meet our competitors. Big thanks to our buddy Gary Brown for putting these together. So we can talk about our competitors here. Ari in the 10th frame on our girls pair. Abigail in the books with 151. Savannah 179. Caitlin delivers a strike to kick out the 10th. She can get to 156. Haley can max out at 175. So far this week, these competitors not only have gotten to bowl, they've gotten to experience the greater Cleveland area. All kicked off with a great opening ceremonies back on, I believe that was Saturday. Seems like ages ago. But they got to partake in a trade show as part of the registration process. 2 days worth of practice, obviously moving around. 7 centers in play for Junior Gold this week. So competitors got to get an hour of practice on the conditions. 2 centers one day and 2 centers the other. Don't know the patterns though, so they will be revealed the day after the TV shows. So they had to use pretty much just kind of base things off of the ball reaction they were seeing out on the lanes. So saw the ball hook. Didn't see it hook. Made the adjustments. Trying to find the right look. Over the course of 4 houses, 16 games. Once again, already in the books. Here at the 2017 event. Got so many great folks to thank for helping this event come together. Of course, 2017 Junior Gold Championships are being presented by the Brands of Ebonite International. That's Columbia 300, Hammer, Track, and Ebonite. And we have some of their staff players on hand. They've been here all week, helping out, talking to the kids. Got a great display of some of the new equipment out there as well. And of course, on our other stream, the under 20 boys, we have Mike Flanagan running the show over there. Early on, he had Bill O'Neill and Dave Watka calling the action over there. Also, big shout out to Sixlets, the official sponsor of USA Bowling National Championships, which now has its final teams ready to compete on CBS Sports Network tomorrow. You can read a great recap from Matt Cannizzaro on bowl.com. Or maybe we'll get Matt to talk about it at some point. If he's feeling ready and able to talk about the next generation. Definitely check out the story, though. A lot of good work there. A lot of teamwork on the part of the teams, coaches, being able to get there. Shout out to Logo Infusion, the official jersey provider here at the Junior Gold Championships. We're rocking some Logo Infusion stuff as well. The staff, a different jersey for each day, different colors, so folks know, hey, you, guy in the blue shirt, you can help me. So we're wearing blue today. But luckily, we have a great staff on hand. Plenty of volunteers as well. Shout out to them for their continued dedication throughout the week. All right, looks like we'll have a few of our girls competitors making their way to 63 and 64 to make their way for game number 2. The boys getting to the home stretch here, 8th frame. Ethan covering the spare, John looking to make the washout. We have our tournament leader making her way to 63 and 64 through qualifying. Victoria Verano from Stony Point in New York led the under 12 girls field by nearly 175 pins, putting together a pretty consistent effort across the board as she averaged 188 and some change across 4 demanding conditions. We get our first look at Victoria here on lane S64. Of course, the younger sister of PWBA Tour star Danielle McCune. Danielle currently in Poland, representing Team USA for the 2017 World Games, but was here for day number 1 to help out Victoria and her younger brother as well.
So Aaron, for as much as we travel and watch some of these players, and you mentioned Danielle, the entire Verano contingent always on hand whenever possible to watch Danielle compete. And now watching Victoria, the folks at home obviously didn't see it off camera, but a pretty talented set of eyes just took a peek at Victoria's first shot. Shannon Pluhowski in the house. She obviously doesn't live too far away in Dayton, Ohio, but she's here doing her thing. Took one quick peek at that first shot from Victoria. It was a terrific strike, and Shannon quickly walked away. As not much to see here, as Victoria clearly, as you mentioned, leading the field by as much as she has, figured something out. But I think more than anything, having the great support definitely helps, and we see that all around us as the parents actually are closing in on us with each game, just to get a little bit closer to the competitors.
And you mentioned Shannon Pluhowski. She's actually serving a dual role, not only as a supporter here and a great ambassador for the sport, but she was actually part of the volunteer staff here at Game of Wickliffe yesterday, helping out, getting calls. She actually just made her way over to one of the house phones to let center desk know about some troubles over on 67 and 68. So Shannon, great ambassador here in the Ohio area and of course worldwide. She's been on team, I'm sure she'll love us mentioning this, she's been on Team USA for, I believe it's 17 consecutive years now.
It's been a minute. And
all of our competitors here will be 17 in 5 more years. So, but to be fair, Shannon's been on Team USA for half her life, so that's also very cool. And also, let's tie it back around, 3-time junior gold champion. So definitely very cool. And I think that's a great part of this event too, is you get so many of the past young players who found success here who still find their way, you know, whether it's someone who has a younger sibling bowling or, you know, just kind of appreciate everything so much that they come out. We had AJ Johnson here yesterday. He's been a part of the tournament for the past few years, but AJ just out here supporting, checking things out. Coming from Illinois, so still a bit of a drive to make it out here. But a chance not only for them to offer their support and wisdom to the next generation, but it's gotta be cool to, you know, come up here and see, you know, just AJ Johnson checking things out, or Shannon Pluhowski making score correction for you. So definitely is some awesomeness right there. Speaking of awesomeness, Morgan Davis had a great day yesterday. She moved into 2nd place overall in the standings after finishing with games of 193 and 241 and 234 for an 826 set to jump up the standings and move into 2nd place overall. Morgan from North Richland Hills, Texas. Gets just enough of the head pin there. Covers the spare. So looking to convert. Tough split there on lane 63. It's Aviana Ordonez from Salina, Kansas. She'll have to bounce back after the open frame there. Tough break for Morgan there, leaving the 5-7. As we mentioned, Northwood Richland Hills, Texas. High game at 243, high series at 649. Big fan of Jason Belmonte. That was a great shot there from Jasmine Everett. Jasmine joining us from Georgia. High game of 218 for her. She's a big Danielle McEwen fan as well. Had quite a few Danielle fans out here so far. Brandon Bone really putting together a great game here in the early going. Had a miscue in the 9th frame, but can still get to 247. Big backswing there. Leaves the 3-pin, but it's quite makeable. Looking at the boys standings overall through 16 games, we actually have our top 3. Actually, we have our top 7, excuse me. So Ethan Collier was leading the way with a 16-game total of 29.68. That's a 185.5 average for 16 games. Brandon Bone, second overall at a 28.83. One pin behind him was Rylan Brees. John Nunn was in 4th, and Dylan Bolazan was in 5th, Robert Davey in 6th, and Dylan Adams was in 7th. Nice game there from Brandon, 237 to kick off his day. He's hoping for a long day of bowling. As we mentioned, after this round, we're going to know our 8 competitors on the boys' side and 8 competitors on the girls' side who will be advancing to the double elimination bracket. That first round will be starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Then we will go till we have our final two. We'll be ready to compete on CBS Sports Network for the under 12 titles. First show will be coming up in just a few days. We're going to tape 5 shows total tomorrow here, just a few pairs away from us over the high end of this 84-lane center. U12, U15, and U20 divisions here at Junior Gold, and the U12 and U15 teams from the USA Bowling National Championships. The first show is going to be Tuesday, July 25th, the under 12 championship. So out of this little grouping we have here, 4 of these competitors from about lanes 57 through 74. 4 of them are going to be joining us for that final. Going to be there for everyone to see Tuesday, July 25th, 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. The next show coming up in the Youth Series will be on Tuesday, August 1st. That will be the under 15 title matches, 8 p.m. Eastern. The following week, the under 20 from Junior Gold, also at 8 p.m. August 15th, the under 12 USA Bowling National Championships. That'll be a little bit earlier, 7 p.m. Eastern. The reason why we're having back-to-back shows, because the PWBA is going to be airing right after that, the PWBA Orlando Open. And then August 22nd will be the final day for this great run of youth events for the under 15 USA Bowling National Championships. Also be 7 p.m. Eastern, followed directly by the PWBA St. Petersburg Clearwater Open, all on CBS Sports Network. Final few shots here on 65 and 66. John Nunn, all 3 in the 10th to get to 192. Dylan Bolazan, 166. Ethan Collier, 151. Brandon Bone, 237. Ryland Reese, 125. He's going to shake that off, bounce back. Here is Robert Davey, already a spare. Let's see if the two-hander tagging him from the left. Get to 196 with a strike. Pretty good shot there, leaves the 6 for 195. Dylan Adams will have the opportunity to finish up on game 1 here for us. Get to 164 with all 3. Matthew, I'm ashamed of myself. I forgot one of our competitors on 63 and 64. Abby Leyendecker snuck past me there, but not going to sneak past me now. It's going to be up on lane 64 right now. Makes a great shot. Sorry, Abby.
Very good. She knew you were watching.
So quickly sometimes, but we definitely want to get everyone their due time here on Bowl TV. And Abby joining us from Wooster, Ohio. High game at 256, high series 666. Big fan of Diandra S. Beatty. Sometimes, you know, players have very recognizable last names. And so I see Abby's name there, and it automatically reminds me of what I'm going to, unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to guess is her older sister, Allie. Is a member of the U15 development team, part of Junior Team USA.
You're a wealth of Junior Gold and Junior Team USA knowledge. You are the guy.
And I believe Allie has some traveling coming up. Is that as a part of the development program? Pretty unique setup for the under 15 competitors here this week. They essentially have 2 opportunities to make the Junior Team USA program as part of that development team. They can be the leading qualifier after 26 total games. It's a little bit different for the 15 and 20-year-olds. They get a few more games of qualifying before they cut down to match play. But the leading qualifier gets that spot, and then the winner also gets to be a part of the development team. 2 boys and 2 girls get the opportunity to check out the home of Team USA, the International Training and Research Center. Get to work with the head coaching staff. And also get the opportunity to travel a little bit. So Allie will be representing the United States at the Lee Evans Tournament of the Americas in the under 16 division. She'll be joined by Mabel Cummins, our defending U15 girls champion. On the boys' side, we'll have my guy, RP3, Richard Paul III, who's not only on the development team, but Junior Team USA as well as Anthony Nyer. They'll be heading to Sunrise, Florida to be a part of that great event. They also have some under 20 competitors too.
I've been there once or twice, I think.
I'd hope so. As a Hall of Fame bowler in the state of Florida, I'm sure you made your way around.
Strikers Family Fun Center. It's where I spent pretty much all of my high school days working, practicing, so I can become good at bowling and go bowl in college. But always had a good time going to that event just to get a chance to go home and, of course, see some good international talent. And definitely going to be a busy couple weeks for some of the players bowling through Junior Gold. For some, the USA Bowling National Championships, the Youth Open as well. So a lot happening all in one short little vacation here in Cleveland, and then others then off to the TOA, as you mentioned, and another handful going to the PABCON Youth Championships coming up first week of September. So, and I know many of them also just had a Junior Team USA camp, had some great time together, getting coached and some team building. So once school gets out, it is party time for these young bowlers, and a lot of games being bowled over those few months.
Question in the chat asking about how a few other competitors are doing. As soon as we have updates for scores, we'll let you know. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to get updates throughout the round. Obviously, we're bowling pretty quick here, or if that'll be at the end of the round. Trying to see if we can see Xavier here. Girls pair finishing up here, final few shots, 10th frame. Jasmine mixes them up for the spare, finishes with 119. Viviana at 151. In the books already, Victoria Verano, 165. Morgan sends the pins around there. Doesn't get the 5 to tumble though. So she can still get to 178. Abby throw a few strikes to finish with 158. Girls will be moving on to game 3 shortly here. Game number 2 in the books for our under 12 girls division on 63 and 64. We'll have some new competitors in the moment, but let's take the opportunity to meet the young gentleman on 65 and 66. Nice spare oh, just missed it. right, up on 65, Mika Voorhees from Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Remember seeing that name quite a bit in the Youth Open standings last year. Doing some big things, but has left the split here in the early going game 2. High game of 267 for Mika. High series at 663. Big fan of Parker Bone III, makes sense. Hometown there in New Jersey, as well as Jason Belmonte. See who's going to head up there next. What looks like it's going to be Brendan. Brendan Tassler from Parma, Ohio. So, hometown. Competing right here, greater Cleveland area. Oh, tough break there with the 7-10. Good shot, makes it to the 1-3. Brendan, high game of 290. High series, 666. Big fan of Jason Belmonte. His home center, Yorktown Lanes. Spent a little time there this week already. Landon Jordan is going to be up on lane 66 in a moment from Sycamore, Illinois. High game of 212, high series 575. He likes watching EJ Tackett toss some strikes. This is Tyler Danoon up on 65. Comes in a little bit light there. Tyler joining us from Tacoma, Washington. High game at 269. High series 680. And a fan of Gary Faulkner Jr. Tyler also has pretty cool jersey there, something different and unique. Nice job on the spare there. Rocking a Pacific Northwest jersey there. This is George Libby now up on 65. George from St. Leonard, Maryland. High game at 258 for George. High series 651. Also a fan of Belmo. Andrew Robitaille stepping up on 65 next from Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Big Norm Duke fan. The high game 224, high series 621. Real nice shot there. Leaving the 4. more competitor on our boys featured pair to introduce. And our girls have gotten into game 3. We'll introduce them in a moment. Harley Sheen making his way to lane 65 next. Off to a nice start here this game. Strike, spare, strike.
Here's where I can interject with some valuable information. Probably the first of the day, but Harley Sheen already having a pretty spectacular week, making the TV show for the USA Bowling National Championship. So he'll be joining the Pacific Southwest squad, all from California. Joey Irvin, Diego Jara, Nahal Maridu, and Harley will be on that show, battling for the U12 title, taking on a talented group, a couple of returning players, the Georgia All-Stars. So looking forward to that. And all the kids were pretty excited yesterday, just to know not only that they were going to be able to compete on national television, but it takes a little bit of pressure off for the rest of the week too, knowing that they're guaranteed a spot on TV, and now being here among the cashers in the U12 division at Junior Gold, really putting the finishing touches on it. A pretty great week. So perhaps we'll see Harley on multiple TV shows. So only, of course, the day will tell. First goal now is to make the top 8 and then battle through that double elimination match play bracket. A little bit of match play experience so far this week in Baker competition, but now all individual. So a little bit different world, but still, I'm sure some of his teammates will be here and keeping an eye on things and cheering him on. So it's got to be good for confidence. We saw that with some of the bowlers yesterday, heading over after qualifying for TV at the USA Bowling event, heading over to the 8:30 squad for Junior Gold. So a lot happening here, a lot of action, and going from one center to the next. And a lot of those competitors bowled 7:30 yesterday morning. Some bowled at 8:30 at night, and then USA Bowling in between. So action-packed, and I think making a TV show definitely has to make you feel pretty confident going back out there on the lanes. And I'm sure we'll see more than one of those players throughout the day today.
Certainly wouldn't be surprised by that. Once again, USA Bowling National Championships taking place throughout the Junior Gold festivities. Definitely a chance to springboard some success here to Junior Gold, as you mentioned. Bowling on some additional tough patterns, staying sharp. Harley was joining us from San Jose, California. Also a big Norm Duke fan. High game 299, high set 780. When I was 12, I don't think I could get to 780 in 5 games, let alone 3. All right, taking a look at a 63 and a 64. Our under 12 girls feature pair. This is Madison and Colston. Lining up on 64. Madison from Seminole, Florida. High game 267, high series 691. She's a big fan of PDW. And I'm going to guess Madison, says here she bowls at Seminole Lanes. Probably got a chance to take in some of the action at the PWBA St. Petersburg Clearwater Open just a few weeks ago. Second consecutive year, the top female bowlers in the world have made their way to that great host center. We have Karina Capron up on a 63. Karina from Fremont, Nebraska. Almost gets the trip 4 there. Karina, high game of 277. High series 693. Fan of Missy Parkin. Another past junior gold champion, the first junior gold champion back in 1998. Isabella Romano here on 64. Runs a little bit high though there, leaves the split. Isabella from Wake Forest, North Carolina, 242 high game, 654 high series. Fan of Jesper Svensson. This is Rachel Moore up on 63. Makes a nice shot there, leaves a 10 though. Rachel from Keokuk, Iowa. Keokuk, Iowa. I'm just going to apologize to the good folks of Iowa right now. Rachel, high game of 290, high series 681. Fan of Pete Weber. And leaving the 6-pin on lane 64 is Jenna Hedgepad from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. High game of 251, high series 550. Jenna, big Danielle McEwen fan. Just tuning in, we have game 2 of under 12 boys for the final advancers round on lane 65 and 66, and we're currently in game 3 for the under 12 girls on 63 and 64. Nice shot there, Landon. Sending all 10 back with authority. This is the 2017 Junior Gold Championships presented by the Brands of International. My name is Aaron Smith. My partner in crime, Matt Cannizzaro, hanging out as well. possibly like many of these competitors here this week, Matt, a junior gold rookie.
It is true.
Perhaps you're a little too old to compete at the first one.
Only by a few months. I made the big decision to join the adult ranks and missed it by 5 months at most. It was that summer. I just couldn't wait. I wanted to get out there and start bowling for real. See how that turned out.
You put together quite a solid career behind the scenes after that, so. But Matt, long time familiar with the Open Championships. Matt, of course, the staple there. We actually came straight from Las Vegas after the conclusion of the 2017 event at the South Point Bowling Plaza, straight here to Cleveland after a quick detour in Chicago. But Matt, your first opportunity to really take in this tournament. You had a few days at USA Bowling. Now we're here, Fancers round at Junior Gold. How about some quick first takes?
Well, I think the first thing that you're going to notice coming to this event is the incredible talent. These young players, especially watching the U12s and the U15s yesterday, and now diving right back into that today here in our advancers round. Certainly we focus very much on the future for the sport. It's our motto. We say it daily. We hashtag it every single day on social media. And now to see it in action, you already mentioned some of the scores these bowlers have put up, and in 3 or 4 games that probably some of us can't in 5 or 6 games even. But just looking at the fundamentals and the form and the composure, they're well ahead of where we were at this age. Just the tools that they have and the inspiration that they have. Of course, we had, bowling on ABC on Saturday afternoons and then ESPN, and so a whole different world now. And all these bowlers able to watch live streaming and watch YouTube videos and emulate the bowlers they see, and just a very sound foundation for many of these young players. And so we're going to see them advance now through U12 to U15 to the U20, which again, this whole product has evolved over the last 20 years from what it was when it started in 1998 to 3,500 plus competitors. So as they advance through each level, simultaneously getting ready for high school bowling and college bowling, and for the young ladies now, the opportunity to strive for the PWBA Tour. It really is pretty amazing. Of course, you mentioned the Open Championships, and that's my primary residence in my career. Of course, the chance to cover other events, and having the chance to even watch some of the past Junior Gold successors advance through their careers. My very first Tournament of the Americas was with Caleb Bandy and Josie Ernest and Brianna Cote, all three very successful now on the PWBA Tour. And that already was a dozen years ago, believe it or not. They were just Junior Team USA members. They went on and bowled collegiately, all had very successful careers, and now moving up the ranks. And we spend some time watching these young players, and we see them around at this event. We see them at other events watching. But it's a different world coming out here and seeing them compete. And, once you get used to the things behind us, of course, a little bit different than being at the Masters or the Queens or, the Open Championships, is all the parents and the advice and all the different things happening that, that make it more comfortable, I think, for the players, and maybe a little more stressful at the same time. So, you take the positives with the challenges and you figure it out. It's great to see all the support, all the families here, and a lot of them making it a vacation and taking the time out of work and other things going on to make sure that these youngsters are able to test their skills on this stage. I think that's the biggest thing, and being able to have 3 or 4 different events in one trip. also makes it pretty special. And they only bowl a few games each day, so the chance to really enjoy a different host city each year at the same time, but get out there and compete. And if one event doesn't go so well, you have the opportunity to go to another. You have the Survivor Tournament, you have the Youth Open, so a good variety, different formats to experience. I know when I was 12 years old, other than maybe seeing a World Team Challenge 10 years down the road, no idea what Baker bowling was. Actually first competed in that in college, and here we have 9 and 10-year-olds bowling Baker format, understanding the team aspect of things, and just pretty phenomenal. So I'm sure, again, we'll see a lot of these competitors. We have seen them graduate through the ranks. We saw Spencer Robars yesterday making the TV show for the U15 USA Bowling National Championships. He is a under-12 champion here in 2015, and actually got the bowl in a PBA regional with him a couple of years ago. Again, as a youngster out there trying to test his skills against some of the best in the region, and now, according to Aaron Smith's statistics, Spencer leading the U15 division for the boys. So just taking the next step, bowling very well, leading by 70 pins, and all of that a testament to getting out there, getting on the stages, just testing, bowling on the more challenging conditions and all the events, and it's going to make you better. And these young bowlers, for many of them, this is all they know. They don't know house shots. They're all the time bowling on sport patterns and making great shots, making their spares, and it pays off as they advance through the levels here. So I think that's a fun part about being around for so long, is getting to experience the different events and then see them progress. For some of them, again, for more than a decade. So that was a pretty long-winded answer, but
it was very thorough, though. much like your press release is very thorough.
I'll say, yeah, sometimes that comes back and bites you as well. You can just put out the basic news out there, get to the point, or try to make it a little bit entertaining and add in the details, and those are the things that make one story different than the other. When easily you can take the last story and copy and paste and change the name and date, but so I like to go out there and take every opportunity to be long-winded. So
nothing wrong with that. A lot of great insight there as the elder statesman of our group. But yes, I thought it was cool you mentioned Kayla Bandy. Actually got to see her upon arrival here at Game of Wickliffe yesterday, along with a handful of other folks now involved in the collegiate aspect on the coaching side. So Kayla, the head coach at Maryland Eastern Shore. I saw Brian O'Keefe. He's not only the head coach of Junior Team USA, but also with the McHenry bowling program. His wife, Shannon O'Keefe, PWBA Tour champion. Got to see her as well. Phil Vida with Lindenwood and a few other folks. So, you mentioned kind of the stepping stones leading up to that. This event also gives these players the opportunity to be seen regularly, once a year by coaches who eventually they're going to be reaching out to, possibly the coaches reaching out to the players when they see the immense talent of these youngsters, saying, I want you to spend the next 4 years bowling for our program, getting an education. Of course, the scholarship money, great part about just this youth program in general, and not just talking about junior gold whatsoever. There's so many great folks across the country who put in so much time and effort to give these kids not only something to bowl, but a chance to win that scholarship money. Here at Junior Gold this year, a record in the fund, $320,000 going towards helping these kids further their education. So a big shout out to the Youth Education Services Fund, yes, for their continued support. So many people to thank. We got Kegel, official lane maintenance provider. We mentioned the Sixlets. You can see them up there on 63 and 64, part of, or the presenting sponsor of USA Bowling National Championships. Of course, all the folks on hand, so many volunteers. We have this ridiculous spreadsheet, and I mean ridiculous in the nicest way possible. But it's pretty crazy to see how many folks it takes just to be on site throughout all the venues, just keeping track on things, making sure scores get through, making sure the rules are followed, everything needed to make sure these kids have a great tournament experience. Of course, the hosting centers, their staff, letting us take over and do our thing and helping us when we need it. So it certainly takes a village to provide this championship event. We are very appreciative of all the folks, all the time, all the hours given to make sure these kids have an awesome event to bowl. Karina Capron, 225, 63 and 64. She's going to be leading the way. Jenna Hedgepeth, throw a few more strikes, get to 204. Rachel Moore finished with 180. Madison Colston can get to 181. Let's see if Jenna can make it one more. Doesn't quite get up the hill there, but gonna have a nice game. Get to 190 still. Isabella Romano finishes with 123.
I just want to point out, Mr. Smith, earlier too, we saw Sandy Blahowski walk by a few times, and we've seen her grow up pretty much right before our Bowl.com eyes. And she has a youngster as well, and 5 or 6 years from now, Autumn's going to be out here bowling in the U12 division. And I think she's got some pretty good eyes there. So it'll be interesting as all of these young players are growing up. Our kids are growing up, Aaron, and they're having kids of their own. And they're teaching them the sport. And Deandra, you mentioned her quite a few times as one of the favorite players out here. She's got a couple of youngsters who are just a couple of years away from competing at this level as well. So it's pretty wacky. I mean, obviously that just means that we're getting old. But pretty awesome to see yesterday's youth stars producing today's youth stars. I guess technically that's how it works. I know this is a G-rated operation here for the U12 division, but you know, that's science. That's how things work. And
just gonna let you continue to ramble. I'm not gonna stop you. No red flags, nothing.
It's all good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I get that sometimes.
It's all right. Question in the chat to disrupt Matt's thought process for a second. Brandon asking, are we going to be live streaming the elimination bracket? And yes, we are. It's going to be coming up next here on Bowl TV. We're going to be starting right at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. That's the approximate start time. Here for the under 12 boys and girls divisions. We're actually going to move a few pairs to our left to compensate for that. But we will have all of that here on this particular channel. If you're following the U12s, you know, look for that on youtube.com/BowlTV. We're going to have all the bracket matches, not like all of them, but we will have every round, is what I meant to say. So we won't have all the matches showing necessarily, but we'll be here for every round of it as we get closer and closer to our final two competitors in the boys and girls divisions. So we will know who's making TV just a few hours here. Of course, we'll have that action continuous throughout for the under 15 and under 20 divisions as well. They're going to go a little bit later. They have the extra advances round and a few extra games of qualifying as well. So they'll only get through 2 match play rounds tonight. They will actually conclude tomorrow.
Well, also a pretty quick turnaround on some of these TV shows. So the under 12 show is going to be taped tomorrow. One of the 5 TV shows that will be taped for delayed broadcast, but the U12 will air on July 25th. That's Tuesday. So that's right around the corner. And as we've seen for the last many months, CBS Sports Network, a great partnership, and bringing 23 events over the course of the year from the U12 division all the way to the PWBA Tour. Pretty much every Tuesday night you can turn on CBS Sports Network and see bowling. Potentially even back-to-back shows with re-airs, and it's been a great run, and looking to continue that here the rest of the way out as we roll toward kind of the end of the season right there around Labor Day, I think is when things will wrap up for us. But if you're interested in following these under 12 players all the way through, you don't have to wait too long. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, CBS Sports Network, and then each Tuesday after, more competition from Junior Gold and the PWBA Tour.
Finishing up the 10th frame of game 2 here on our boys featured pair. GG scores already in the books. Harley Sheen 183, Landon Jordan 176, Brendan Tassler 136. Mika getting to the pocket. Can't get the 7 to tumble though. Girls are starting game 4 once again. Only 2 on most of the pairs, so they're bowling, or excuse me, 4 on the pair. We actually got 5 on this one. So we'll meet them in a moment as well. But they're already in game 4, so they're going to be finishing up pretty quickly here. So we'll be down to just the boys after they wrap up number 4. George also leaving the 7-pin on the mixer. Hoping that is going to get a hit, but he can still get into the 200s here with the conversion. Tyler finishes up with a 171. .70 in the books for Mika. Nice shot there from George on the fill ball. Finishes at 204. So Andrew will get to you. Got correction from that. It's Micah saying that incorrectly, so gotta make sure we get the proper pronunciation in when we can. You see, Matt, I'm bringing my abilities to say names incorrectly to not only stars on the PWBA Tour and international players, and I spread that around here at the youth level as well.
It's an impossible thing. I know being Aaron Smith for the last 33 years is
32.
Something that you have not had to experience much, I know, but being a Canizaro, I understand. Doesn't mean it's any easier, and then sometimes when it's the most obvious, it's unfairly not pronounced the way that it looks, which we've learned on multiple continents, but we'll continue to do our best. And we appreciate all of the folks out there in Bowl TV land who are glad to assist with facts and details, background information, and of course pronunciations and the like. So often that's what makes these broadcasts a little more bearable for those watching, I think, at least from a commentary perspective, is being able to offer some insight that we otherwise wouldn't know. So all the folks tuning in to watch their friends and family, all the little details that makes the time go.
Well, Matt, based off of our current conversation, I'm going to start off with Jamie Thomas here on 63 and 64. Covering the spare very nicely there. Jamie joining us from Galena, Alabama. High game of 233, high series at 560. Big fan of Jason Belmonte. Lauren Hunter will be bowling next on lane S64 from Smithton, Illinois. High game at 268, high series at 746. She is a big fan of Shannon O'Keefe.
I wonder if we have a folder somewhere at headquarters with the bio sheets or the spreadsheets from 10 or 15 years ago from Junior Gold, and see who Shannon O'Keefe, and well, she wasn't bowling Junior Gold at the time, but bad example. Deandra Beatty, Missy Parkin, Josie Ernest. I want to see who they looked up to when they were bowling this event and working their way through the ranks.
Well, we have Natalie Kent stepping up next. She has some good folks to look up to in her family. Got a USBC Hall of Famer and Doug Kent as a father. Chrissy Kent, a collegiate standout at Wichita State as a mom. So definitely some good genes there. Natalie joining us from Newark, New York.
Question is, did she choose one of them as her favorite bowler?
You know what? She did mention one of them. Yes, she had Dad, and also listed Shannon O'Keefe as a favorite. So Natalie, high game 278, high series 685.
Well, not to forget too that she's got a pretty famous uncle as well.
Yeah, talked about him a little bit earlier.
Yeah. Parker Bone the third, and
yeah.
a talented Aunt Leslie Bone, titleist at the USBC Women's Championships. And so Natalie actually just missed the U12 TV show at the USA Bowling National Championships as well. It was almost a double-double there for Leslie and Parker, as they had their kids and Natalie on the U12 team, and then they actually coached the U15 team, one of the teams that made the show. So it could have been a pretty wild day tomorrow for them.
Our final two competitors on 63 and 64. We have Mackenzie Matisse from Racine, Wisconsin. 238 high game, 678 high series. This is cool right here. She's got some local, some very talented local players. She's a big fan of Stephanie Schwartz, member of Junior Team USA and Team USA as well as Hall of Famer Lenny Borsch. I actually checked the standings this year. We talked a little bit about the PAPCON Youth Championships, and Stephanie part of the contingent from Junior Team USA. But she finally has aged out of the Junior Gold program. Will not be competing this week. Always fun to watch Stephanie, such a great competitor, once again, such a young age, a national champion at Stephen F. Austin, as well as the 2016 U.S. Amateur Champion. Making the folks in Wisconsin proud. We have Kenley Missy looking to convert the 10-pin on 63. Kenley from joining us from Missouri. 232 high game for Kenley, 626 high series. So those are the young competitors on our girls featured pair. Nice shot there from Christian Chan for the early double. Let's go ahead and start to meet our competitors here in game 3 for the under 12 boys. Charlie Smith joining us from Lexington, Kentucky, up on 65. Charlie, high game at 268, high series 621, fan of Norm Duke. This is Jashawn Billings getting ready on 66. Jashawn from Hyattsville, Maryland, big fan of Chris Barnes. High game at 275, high series at 666. Kyle Neely will be up next on lane 65 from Granville, Ohio. Fan of 2017 USBC Senior Masters champion, Walter Ray Williams Jr. High game at 256, high series at 660. Nice cover there by Deshaun. Alex Ramoska from Shirley, New York will be up on lane 66 momentarily. Alex, big Jason Belmonte fan. High game at 258, high series 616. Noah Akiona getting ready to step up on 65, joining us from Hawaii. He's got the shirt to match it too. Noah, also a Belmo fan, high game 244, high game high series, excuse me, 650. On 66, that is Nate Trentler sending all 10 back with authority, making a double. Joining us from Phoenix, Maryland. High game 267, high series 653. Also a fan of Belmo. And we mentioned Christian already. We started our announcements, delivered a nice strike for an early double. Christian from Daly City, California, looking to make it 3 in a row. On 66. Come on, get out of there, Tenfin. Christian, Daly City, California. Favorite bowler, Norm Duke. High game 256. High series 624. So we have our final few shots coming up here on 63 and 64. The under 12 girls finishing up their final advancers round. 18 players going to get cut to 8 for the double elimination match play bracket. Boys, 35 advanced to this round. And we'll soon know our final 8 on their side as well. Jamie Thomas finishes up with 134. Here's Lauren. Leaves the 5-pin. She can still get into the 180s. 120 in the books for Kenley. Nice 187 there for Lauren. Kenzie's going to be in the books at 158. Natalie's going to have the opportunity Natalie with the spare, striking it her to 164 to conclude the final advancers round in the U12 girls division. Still got about a game and a half to go on the boys' side. A few more players on the pairs, so naturally they're going to take a little bit longer. 164 now official for Natalie. So we're going to make a slight adjustment to the camera here, kind of push it more over to the boys' side. So bear with the shaking. So a whole lot of it might be going on. These kids probably wouldn't get that reference, but that's okay. If you're just tuning in, this is the 2017 Junior Gold Championships presented by the brands of Ebonite International. I'm Aaron Smith, sitting alongside Matt Cannizzaro with USBC Communications, bringing you the action here from the U12 boys and girls final advancers round. Total of 4 games to add on to these competitors' 16-game qualifying totals will determine who makes it to the double elimination match play bracket. Only 8 players on both sides will advance. The girls had 18 competitors make it to this round. They have already completed their 4 games, so they are checking out the standings now. Going to wait to see what the number is to make that top 8. For the boys, 35 made it to the final cut. So they still have final few frames here of game 3 and game 4 left to go. So many cool things have happened for these competitors already this week. We talked a little bit about it earlier, but going back all the way to, I believe Saturday was kind of the kickoff of festivities. So registration, obviously, have a record amount of kids competing this week. 35-51, the official tally between the U12, U15, and U20 divisions, making their way to the greater Cleveland area. So registration obviously is a big deal. It's gotta congregate, gotta make things happen, gotta find out where you're going, what's happening, and so build into that experience. There's a trade show as well. So our good friends at Ebonite, Mike Flanagan, and a bunch of their staff players went out of their way and pretty much had a red carpet set up and did 3 2-hour Facebook Live events from the trade show. So had their folks talking to people, giving away prizes, getting some insight. So we had several expos, if you will, all involved in that as well. Some coaching clinics, training, a few different things all happening. Players also got the opportunity to practice for the first time, bowling at 2 of the 4 centers they would compete. They moved on to Sunday. More practice. Got to hit each of the 4 centers. Get familiar with the house and kind of what you're competing on. They did not know the oil patterns, and to this point we still don't know. Those will be released after the fact. And they kick things off with the opening ceremony on Sunday night. So got performance, got a show, got just about everything. Very cool to see. And then all of a sudden it was Monday. You don't have a case of the Mondays when it's Junior Gold Monday.
Is that your fun day?
Magic. Once again, another reference. Some of our viewers would probably catch. These competitors would look at you funny, though. But competition kicked off Monday. Throughout the course of the event, essentially 4 squads. There's a one at, I believe, 7. Another one at 11:30. 4 o'clock, and then 8:30 throughout the day. So they got a chance to bowl at different times throughout the day. Sometimes early, sometimes late. But the real cool part about that is you really get the opportunity to enjoy the host city. You know, there's a lot of times, you know, certain events kind of keep you at the center for a good chunk of the day. You know, you'll still get a chance to go out and, you know, grab a meal, kind of prepare for the next day. But, you know, with the shorter format, and this was a change that happened last year was the first time we used this 4-day qualifying setup. And, you know, that was, a lot of that was due to, you know, just the feedback we get. You know, the kids bowled a few more games and, you know, a little bit longer days, and, you know, things happen where longer days kind of affect squads, and so you just kind of got to get everything going into the right mold to just kind of have a good ebb and flow of the day. And that really came together last year in Indianapolis and has continued this year in Cleveland. So these competitors got to do cool things. Check out the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We drove by that last night. I don't know if you caught that. On our way back. Got a zoo out here. Got a lot of opportunities to do cool things. Cleveland. Not sure if hey, nice cover there by Nate. Taking care of the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Nice job, Nate.
So I'm still stuck back on where you said you wanted to grab a meal. I said, well, I think we forgot to grab a meal this morning because he's stuck at the other bowling center. And here we are, partying at Game of Wickliffe. But
that's true. Of course, 4 live streams going on at the moment. Emil over at Freeway Lanes of Parma.
See what I did there?
I did.
Okay.
I saw. Proud of you. Viva Meal has the under 15 boys and girls at their final 2 advancers rounds. Our good friend Craig Elliott, part of Bowl Stream TV. So over at Yorktown Lanes, we were there a few days ago for USA Bowling qualifying.
And finally, our pals with the Brands of Ebonite, Mike Flanagan, Dave Watka, Bill O'Neill down on the low end here at Game of Wickliffe, bringing you all the action from, is that the U20?
That's the U20 boys down there.
U20 boys doing their thing here.
Craig and Yorktown is the under 20 girls. So that's where kind of everyone's at right now.
If you have a favorite age bracket or certain players you'd like to check out in the advancers round, you can just visit youtube.com/bowltv and you'll see all 4 broadcasts live right now. So you can select from the title of your choice. Of course, the expert commentary coming to you right here from lane 65 and 6 here at Game of Wickliffe for the under 12 boys. But we understand if your favorite players are on another channel, go ahead. Tell them we said hi. We're down here if they want to swing by and visit. Otherwise, hang out. It'll be an entertaining couple of days here as we whittle down the field. See who's going to be on our TV shows here at the 2017 Junior Gold Championships. We're just a few hours away from knowing our under 12 participants on that show. And then match play will continue here tomorrow for the older competitors as we wind down.
Final few shots here in the 10th frame coming up for game 3, transitioning to the 4th and final game soon. Christian finished with a 1-35, Charlie Smith 190, Kyle 162, Noah also shot 162, Jashawn 167. Got Alex and Nate still to wrap things up. Alex can toss all 3 in the 10th to get to 172. See if he can start it off, get that first one. It's kind of a chance, mix them up. Come on, 4-pin. Alex going to end up with a 151. Nate had the great split conversion in the 9th frame. See if he can take advantage. Two-hander, opening him up. He gets to the 1-3 as well. Leaves the 10th pin. No problem on the spare strike and get him to 171.
Not wasting any time either. Knows what he wants to do. Grabs the ball up on the approach.
Try something different here. Kabam. Says, I got this. Nate finishes with 171, so game 3 in the books. Game 4, the final game. Be up shortly, still gotta wait for our next group of competitors here. Yeah, join us on Bowl TV. 2017 Junior Gold Championships presented by the Brands of Ebonite International. So while we wait for them, we're going to take a quick station identification. Everybody hang tight. Final game of the under 12 boys advancers round. And coming up next here on Bowl TV. Thanks again for joining us here in Cleveland for the 2017 Junior Gold Championships. All right, we're settling into our fourth and final game of the advances round here at the 2017 Junior Gold Championships presented by the Brands of Ebonite International here at Game of Wickliffe in Wickliffe, Ohio, just outside of Cleveland. Nice cover there by Shane Fuji, taking care of the 5-7. This will be the final game of this round. We will cut the field down from 35 boys in the under 12 division down to 8. The under 12 girls have already completed their 4-game block. They only had 18 players, so went a little bit quicker. Then we will start up with a match play for the under 12 boys and girls here on this channel at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. So these kids will have the opportunity to get some lunch and prepare for those who advance. We are running a total of 4 live streams at the moment. Somehow we haven't broken the internet or anything else as far as I know. So if you visit youtube.com/BowlTV, obviously you're here right now, but if you go to our main page and you want to check out any of the other divisions going on at the moment, you have that opportunity. So one channel has the under 20 boys. That is also here at Game of Wickliffe, just down about 40 lanes from us. That is the Inside Bowling Crew with Mike Flanagan, Dave Waka, Bill O'Neill, Rob Gottschall also in attendance. I think he's going to be on there for a while as well. Over at Yorktown Lanes, we have the under 20 girls with Craig Elliott of Bowlstream TV. And the under 15 boys and girls are at Freeway Lanes of Parma. Emil Williams Jr. bringing the action over there. So we saw Shane convert the nice pickup in the 3rd. He's joining us from Pearl City, Hawaii. Takes care of the spare there. High game at 268. High series 650. His favorite bowler, his mom. That's cool. So. Looking to convert the 1-2-4-8 is Darius Allo. And he connects. Darius from where we just came from, Las Vegas, Nevada. High game 242, high series 710. Big fan of Jason Belmonte and Wesley Lowe. Aiden Farnsworth from Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Gonna like to clean up this 10-pin here in a moment on lane 65. Aiden's a fan of Jason Belmonte. High game 258, high series 704. Christopher Afaro will be stepping up on lane 66 in a moment from Henderson, Nevada. away from Las Vegas. Here's Charles Pulaski on 65. Nice shot there. Doesn't get the 10 to cooperate. Joining us from Warren, Ohio. He's connected for a 300 game in his young career. 733 series. His favorite bowler, Wes Malott. Declan Mitchell from North Carolina will be up on lane 65 next. Big fan of Rhino Page. High game at 244, high series at 642. So I believe we only have one more player to introduce on 65 and 66, and we'll have the whole pair here for this game, and that young man is stepping up on lane 66 right now. Robert Oakleaf. Nice shot there, leaves the 4-pin. Robert from Fairdale, Kentucky. High game 268, high series 700 on the nose. And the most common answer of the day for favorite bowler, Jason Belmonte, strikes once again. When we advance to match play and the bracket itself, it's going to be double elimination. So it's going to be kind of similar to, you know, what these young competitors watch, like the Masters or Queens, where double elimination, get a chance to stay in the tournament if you happen to lose a match. Not quite as many games as we're used to seeing at the Masters or Queens. Just going to be 2-game matches with total pinfall determining who wins and who's got to make it a little bit further through the contenders bracket. The format will stay the same all the way to the TV finals. Once again, we will have that starting up. Oh, we'll have match play starting up, I should say, starting at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. Nice shot from Aiden, making it a double. We'll have all of those rounds today, so we will know our finalists in the U12 boys and girls divisions, who will be competing for a national title tomorrow and airing later on CBS Sports Network. But just a few days, folks will have to wait to watch those TV shows. U12 broadcast will be taking place on this upcoming Tuesday, July 25th. At 8 p.m. Eastern, once again on CBS Sports Network. Christopher gets the late hit there. Gets the strike in the 7th. Nice shot there, Darius. Making it a double of his own. Nice shot from Charles there. Strong 7th frame on 65. 3 out of 4 players striking in the 7th. Everybody striking now, making that last minute push. Hoping to secure their spots in the top 8. Unfortunately, gonna have to say goodbye to a few competitors here. And I believe we may have a run at perfection going on as well. A few pairs to our right. Brandon another famous bowling family, but Brandon Bone. Possibly starting with a front 8 here over on 69 and 70. So we might have to check that out relatively soon here when Brandon gets up for frame number 9. Saw Brandon have a big first game here on Bowl TV. Started off with 237. So I've been 1-300 so far. 2017 Junior Gold Championships taking place last night at AMF Brookgate Lanes. Zach Singer from Buffalo Grove, Illinois, connecting in his final game of qualifying. If you didn't get a chance to see that video, be sure to visit the official Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page. It's also on Twitter at USBC. Got a chance to see Zach's final frame. Great celebration afterwards. So Matt Cannizzaro going to walk over and examine what's happening over on 69 and 70 with Brandon Bone. And depending on the word we get, we'll see about what we can do about maybe getting a camera over there for 10th frame if we're making a run. Matt himself will be down there video recording if that's the case as well for a quick share. So anyone who might not be watching us right now on one of the other streams, see that up on the Facebook page, on the Twitter page. All right, we are confirmed front nine for Brandon Bone, son of USBC and PBA Hall of Famer Parker Bone III. Jason Thomas catching wind of this great news, making his way down as well. So one way or the other, we're gonna have some eyes over there. Move the scoreboards here for a second. See what we can do to get lined up here. All right, there's Brandon up there on the approach, looking for making 10 strikes in a row. And in the 8th. Well-deserved round of applause. Got a note from Matson. He's still looking for his first certified 300 game. An opportunity at the front 11 at the Youth Open. So we'll stay here for Brandon's final shot. semifinal finish with a nice 278. Brandon Bone of Jackson, New Jersey. All right, 10th frame now underway on 65 and 66. A few competitors already in the books here in the fourth and final game of the advances round in the U12 division. Girls already done with their 4 games. Been done for a while, actually. Rolled pretty quick. Guys had a few more players in the field, so a few more on the pairs, so they are wrapping up now. Declan finishes with 127. Christopher Farrow at 162. Aiden Farnsworth, 188. All 3 in the 10th for Robert Oakley, 201. Got Shane up starting his 10th frame on 65. Oh, rough break there. Pretty good shot. Shane finishes with a 163. Darius is going to be at 168, and Charles will have the opportunity to wrap things up here on Bowl TV for this round. Still get to 182. Great shot to kick off the 10th there from Charles. Just looking in charge after some great shots here down the home stretch. So you can visit bowl.com/juniorgold to figure out, or I shouldn't say to figure out, but to check out the results for each division. They'll be popping up relatively quickly here after we finish up. Let's see who's making the cut to the next round. Once again, match play will be at 1:30 p.m. Eastern here in Wickliffe, Ohio specifically. 170 for Charles, and that's going to do it here for the final advances round. U12 boys and girls now in the books. here at the 2017 Junior Gold Championships presented by the Brands of Ebonite International. So we're going to sign off here. I'm Aaron Smith. For Matt Cannizzaro and Jason Thomas as well. Be sure to check out the other streams taking place all across the area, including another one here on youtube.com/BowlTV. So that's going to do it for us. We're going to sign off. We got to move some cameras around, but we'll be back at 1:30 Eastern here once again. So thanks again for joining us here at Junior Gold and helping us continue to build a future for the sport. Take care, and we'll see you soon.